Wonderful. And because you're like a little bit of a digital guru and you know a bit about the internet and things, I mean, you know, how do you, I mean, obviously it's exacerbating some problems as well as increasing some effect. Where do you think that's going?
Well, I'm just gonna skip that question altogether. Oh. So,
I was told he might do this.
20 years ago, or 20 years ago, I started a digital agency. Yes, this is true. So I know a bit about that topic, but I have to be very honest. My last startup, I exited from it about a year ago. I was very seriously considering to get out of marketing completely. I was so fed up. And I was fed up with this. I was fed up with my own inability to affect this. So I really, really want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, WFA, because since I started to work with Rob and Matt first, I saw that actually there is behind all these people who really care about things and really want to make things better. And I really do mean that. I was ready to just drop it all. And thanks to being exposed to WFA, I didn't. And then this project Reconnect popped up. And that really made me forget about all the digital nonsense altogether, because I saw that I could actually solve my own problem. So I'm from a very selfish standpoint here. If any one of you saw Mark Matthews' last year's talk in Sydney, if you didn't, I highly recommend watch that video. I actually cried when I watched it. And why I cried because I saw there for the first time that magic, that solution. I always knew that if there is somebody in this world who can actually solve these problems, it's the communicators. It must be, because we are the behavior change experts. Now, if you look how change happens in this world, it only can happen in one way. Neural activity changes. If neural activity doesn't change, then nothing else changes. And there is one profession in this world that is the expert in behavior change, the expert in actually going into people's brains and changing the neural activity in their brains, and that's us, that's the marketers. But I was too dumb to figure out how to do it, so I really, really want to thank you. And that wasn't part of my 5 minutes. Well,
he's got another 5 minutes to come.
Because I'm kissing your ass, yeah? Exactly, right. So.
That was an introduction, yeah.
So I think that most importantly, we've talked today here about insights, yes? That's been kind of a very common topic. And I worked in an insights industry. I'm a huge fan of Brain Juicer. Brain Juicer is absolutely the gold standard in the world of research, this I can say. Now, with insights, I think they are useless. We have way too many insights, and most of the insights don't make any sense. What I really believe in is in profound understanding. Insights are a tactical tool. They are very useful for tactical purpose, but profound understanding is a strategy. And I really highly recommend you to cut right through this nonsense about insights, because once you develop profound understanding, then you will really be able to do these kinds of things that we are talking about here. So that's the first thing. And then I'm the technologist, yes? So I'm always supposed to say how important technology is. But guess what? It's not. Technology is not important at all. What is important is people, is human. And that's the kind of context that we need to always bring into everything we do, is people and understanding. And yes, insights and technology can be a great tool for us to understand people, develop our understanding, and connect with those people. Sorry, I have made the notes here. Now, then to keep in that 5 minutes, yes. Then the second point here. So that's the first. We need to forget about insights and we need to focus on developing fundamental understanding. We need to forget about technology and connect with human beings, which we ourselves are. So this is quite easy. We love to connect with people in different ways. Now the second thing now is more of a solution. How do we do this? How do we flip ourselves out of doing things we don't want to? This was my big problem. I had a well-developed value system and moral system, I thought, but then when I was working as a marketer, well, I didn't uphold those values at all, and I didn't understand why, and that was the reason why I was ready to quit communication, because I didn't know how to deal with this. So I started to observe myself. I started to put myself into situations where I was in similar situations like when I'm a marketer. And these are called zero-sum games, meaning I can only win at the expense of other. If you want to think about this from yourself own standpoint, take a very loving family, put them on a dinner table, and then put a game of Monopoly, and now they all turn into predators. Even the mother will go after...
predators.
Predators, yeah. Even the mother will go after its own. And if the mother is cultivated enough and have enough maternal instinct to stay cool, at the very least, the father will eat the children alive. Yes. So that's what happens to us in marketing, and if you don't believe it, just watch yourself. Next time when you are making decisions, see, are you actually captivated by this idea of zero-sum game, or are you captivated by the idea of positive-sum game? Because we all have the opportunity to actually turn even zero-sum opportunities into positive-sum opportunities. Now, we've seen a very crappy Axie ad. Actually, my favorite ad is an Axie ad from that Mark Matthew talk that made me cry. The make peace, not war. You take a totally a zero-sum market, a totally a kind of product that you really shouldn't be able to turn into something positive. Yet, it's, in my opinion, the most beautiful ad that has ever been shown. And why it's so successful? Well, because it nails 4 truths, and we've had a very strong religious, biblical rhetoric. So for the sake of religious diversity, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 truths. And these 4 truths are the brand truth, the product truth, so there must be a truth there. In the Axie's case, it's confidence, yeah? So far, we thought that Axie is all just about teenagers getting laid. It's that kind of confidence. But it's real, yes? We might not like it, but the confidence is there. Then there is a people truth there. People love each other and peace, not war. Even the militia in Ukraine, you put their kid on the front line and they'll want the war to stop straight away. I promise to you, we all want peace. Even those people who are right now voluntarily fighting in a war. Even they actually want peace once the circumstance is right. So there are 2 very profound truths there. Then we have the company truth. And this company truth is a very powerful thing right now with Unilever because they are really trying. They are really putting themselves on the line. They are doing the kinds of things that others have not done before because they are really genuinely trying to be better. And then you have the final one, which is a very important one, which is the society truth. Now, we have a real problem with war. We have a real problem with aggression. We have a real problem with not getting along with each other, even we actually do want that. So by presenting this storyline in this Axie ad, Unilever is absolutely nailing all of these 4 truths, and that's why it's so powerful. So by looking at these things, you can actually change, but the only way you can change is if you change yourself, because you are the marketer, you are the neural activity. So it's not so much that we need to humanize brands, we need to humanize ourselves. So we've become something that's disconnected from the consumers. We talk about consumers. We don't talk about people. So we humanize ourselves. And how do we humanize ourselves? Well, by the power of behavior change, by the power of systematically changing the way our brain actually fires up. And how do we do that? Well, by developing profound understanding about people.
There we go. Very good.